Well, guys, we talked about this particular subject before on Saturday Night Hypnosis. This subject is ramping up, and it's ramping up big time, and it should be talked about often because what they're trying to do is they're trying to force you to like something when 99% of the people do not like what they're trying to do with physical media. Ladies and gentlemen, Ubisoft just came out and apparently tried to say that players need to start feeling comfortable not owning their games. Can you imagine having that statement out there publicly and being like as if that's normal? That is not normal. It is absolutely not normal. And they're going to try to make you think that it is. They're going to try to push it on you, and they want you to basically own nothing and be happy with it. And of course, this is not just gaming companies that are trying to do this. Everybody is trying to take control over your media and resell it to you over and over and over again as much as they can, and essentially make you okay with not owning a damn thing. They just own it temporarily, and then when the license runs out, they get to resell it to you. It is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get into it. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing to my manga channel. The links are in the description box below. I'm trying to reach 500 subs, and I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm getting close. So figure help me out if you can. Let's get into it. It says, in offering his support to the dystopian concept of you will own nothing and be happy. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. That exact statement that I just said. I love it. Perfect. Ubisoft director of subscriptions. Of course, he's a director of subscriptions pushing this stuff. Of course, his entire paycheck is probably based off of this. Philip Tremblay has opined that not only is the subscription-based service model an overall boon to the video game industry, but that the main factor standing in its widespread adoption by developers is the fact that players still prefer having and owning their games. Dude, that is the most stupid statement I have ever read. Like, I can't even imagine saying that with a straight face. Like, people are really unhappy with the fact that they can't own their games. What? Bro, of course people want to own their game. There's an entire reason why retro game collecting is even a thing in the first place. Because people love ownership. They love owning their games. And they have a right to own something if they paid for it. But again, if it was up to these companies, they would have you pay and not own a damn thing. It says Tremblay shared his anti-consumer take on the medium's future following the announcement that Ubisoft's own in-house subscription services would be rebranded on the collective banner of Ubisoft Plus Premium. Just so you guys are aware too, again, it's not just these gaming companies that are doing this. Obviously, Best Buy just recently announced that they're removing all physical media from their stores. I believe it's games, DVDs, all of that stuff. It's ridiculous, man. It absolutely is the most stupid thing, and they're trying to make it normal. And essentially what's happening is that people are not willingly taking it and willingly making it normal, so they're going to force it on you. They're going to try to force it on you to make you bend the knee and essentially make this into a normal thing, and it should not be. None of this should ever be allowed or normal. It says, as explained by the developer in a January 15 blog post, Ubisoft Plus Multi-Access and PC Access will now become Ubisoft Plus Premium, offering day one new releases and early access where applicable, alongside premium editions, monthly rewards, and more. Ubisoft is also introducing a new offer, Ubisoft Plus Classics on PC, a curated selection of popular back catalog and live games. You see what I mean? That's why they want you to not own anything, so that they can resell it to you later down the line. They're trying to take all the classic games that had physical media attached to it, and they're trying to sell it to you as an entire subscription service of its own. It's completely stupid. It is ridiculous, man. None of this should be allowed. None of this is anti-consumer to the max. All of it. I am heavily against the lack of physical media, heavily against it. And I'm glad that my medium that I enjoy, which is manga, thankfully is all about physical media, and it seems like it's never going to not be about it. Obviously, there is digital manga, and some of the releases are digital only, very few and far between. Most of them are just side stories, but for the most part, everything is physically available, and I like that. And everybody should like that. You should have a choice. That's the whole reason why physical media exists, and that's the whole reason why digital exists. You should have a choice. The consumer should have a choice between going to pick up a disc or going to go pay it on their PS5 or Xbox or whatever and calling it a day, and that's it. But they're trying to take that choice away from you because the digital is where the money is at for them. Not only that, they get to save on costs it takes to put out the CDs, the covers, and everything like that. They don't got to pay for it. They could just make it digital and save money. It's all about money at the end. It says, elaborating on the difference between these subscription tiers, Tremblay explained in the same post, premium means day one access to new releases, and in some cases, like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, early access to upcoming new releases. This is on top of our extensive back catalog where you'll have access to premium editions, DLC, and monthly rewards. All of this is offered on Xbox, PC, and Amazon Luna, and you'll only need to subscribe once to have access to these games across all of these platforms. Players can subscribe to Ubisoft Premium for a monthly fee of $17.99. Alternatively, players can subscribe to Ubisoft Plus Classics, a curated selection of our most popular back catalog games like Far Cry 6, Rainbow Six Siege, and Watch Dogs Legions. He added this catalog will grow with time, is included for PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium members, and is now available on PC through the Ubisoft Store for $7.99 a month. Later, press asked the decisions which led to the business shift during an interview with GameIndustry.biz. Christopher Dring, the Ubisoft director, detailed, "We looked at the consumer behavior and how people were interacting with our offer, and we saw an opportunity for us to evolve. When we look at how gamers engage with our games, we see that our back catalog is still very active and alive," said Tremblay. "So we saw an opportunity to offer these worlds to our consumers for a lower fee, and this is a response to the behavior that we saw from players." Bullshit, bro. Bullshit, man. If you ask any gamer, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be wanting physical media. They're going to absolutely choose to take a disc over downloading it online. Obviously, there are people out there that choose to do digital, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they are not the majority. They are absolutely not the majority. And even if they were close to being 50-50, you should offer it both. You should offer both options to consumers. You cannot say you are for the consumer and then remove an avenue of physical media away from them. You just can't. It's not a consumer practice. This is all for the corporations. It's all for the business. That's it. To this end, Tremblay then told Dring that the move was also motivated by the fact that Ubisoft streaming services have supposedly been proving to be a way for gamers to access our worlds who perhaps weren't inclined to purchase. "These players are brand new," he asserted. "We're shaking hands for the first time. It's been Ubisoft's strategy for as long as I've been here to try to reach more players with the franchises that we have. So I'm happy as a leader of this product to be able to deliver on that." From there, making note of the very noted resistance video game players in particular have shown to signing away their consumer rights to a variety of digital storefronts, Dring then asked Tremblay as to how Ubisoft sought to sell their subscription services to this hesitant demographic. "I don't have a crystal ball, but when you look at the different subscription services that are out there, we've had a rapid expansion over the last couple of years, but it's still relatively small compared to other models," the director replied. "We're seeing expansion on console as the likes of PlayStation and Xbox bring new people in. On PC, from a Ubisoft standpoint, it's already been great, but we are looking to reach out more on PC, so we see an opportunity there." Then turning to highlight what he saw as the primary roadblock to players signing up for streaming services in droves, Tremblay opined, "One of the things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen," he declared. "They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that has been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you built in the game or your engagement with the game, so it's about feeling comfortable not owning your game." Bro, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are people out there that are fully comfortable owning DVDs, Blu-rays, and all that stuff. They rather have that than buy it online digitally, okay? Especially after we saw, I believe PlayStation removed hundreds of movies because they lost the license for those movies. They removed them from the store. They removed them completely, and anybody who had downloaded them would no longer be able to access them. That is a big red flag. That alone should be enough for someone to say, "You know what? I'm going to stick to my physical media. I'm going to stick to my physical DVDs and Blu-rays because I just paid for a movie that I now no longer have access to because the company that I paid lost the license for it. Whereas if I had the physical media for it and I had the disc, I would have it for the rest of my life and I never had to worry about losing it." Guys, if you can go support physical media, you need to go do that, okay? I know there's people out there that are going to do digital only, and that's fine. I respect that. But for those of you that are probably on the fence, or maybe you do half and half, consider going physical all the way because they're trying to take away your rights. I'm telling you right now, your consumer rights, they are trying to destroy it any way they can because they will profit off of it. If they don't have to make physical media, that not only saves them billions of dollars in terms of actual revenue needed to support that kind of aspect of their business, but they also are going to charge you more for the same thing that you just bought ages ago anyway, and they'll find ways to keep recharging you for the same exact thing. I promise you. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.